coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. The boys are time bombs. Black coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac.
YouTube, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'd like to take a second to thank you for the amazing support you've given the channel. It really is appreciated more than you know, guys. And that absolutely makes you guys a part of the best damn community here on YouTube, without a doubt. So moving right on into it, let's go ahead and take a quick look at spot prices for today. So you guys know that gold is still going nuts, but also that silver damn near broke that $30 mark last week. I think it ended up finishing right at $29.80 for a high. So close, but no cigar. It took a bit of a tumble last Friday for myriad reasons, but I suspect the sell-off was the biggest reason, as folks took advantage of the highest we've seen silver price since 2013. You could almost hear the ETFs flying, folks. You could hear them flying. I guess they figured they better jump on into it while they could.
Get back in there at once and sell!
But I also had to laugh because after that drop, you heard the whole wailing in the streets and the woe is me's and here we go again and friggin' silver's being friggin' silver again. Hang in there, guys. Last time I checked, silver through today is still 28 bucks an ounce and over. So we might not have gotten that magical spillover into the $30 range, but we do have silver performing at a higher level than we're used to seeing for a long time. It's hanging in there, and if you look at that chart, it's also at the same change percentage overall as gold. So silver might not be on gold's level price-wise, but it is technically performing the same percentage-wise. Still, I am anticipating a summer drop. I could be wrong, but time will tell. But in looking at the other metals, they seem to be holding pretty steady. You got plat, not really much of a change, $932 an ounce. Palladium, $1,009 an ounce. Unbelievable. What a fall. And rhodium. I don't even know why rhodium is on here. But there you have it. Those are the current prices. So let's go back to that frustration level we saw from a small percentage of stackers last week. Look, I get it. Precious metals are one of the most volatile, quote-unquote, investments that you can get involved with. That's why financial gurus tell you it should only be a small percentage of your overall portfolio. There's a reason for that. Now, sure, you're going to see a few getting all mad about their metals because they're slow to burn. The increases are few and far between. When we finally get a nice increase, it goes down again. But look, even with everything that went on last week with the spike to just under $30, silver fell back a few percents into the low 28s. And those drops just drive some stackers insane. Now, that said, I ran a little poll a couple of days ago just to kind of gauge the community on why they stack despite the volatility of precious metals. And here are the results. All right, looking over this really quickly, thank you to the 156 folks who took a second to participate in the poll. Appreciate you. You guys are the best. But it really makes me happy to see 56% have chosen stacking silver and gold as a savings account, which is exactly what I do. It's a savings account for me. We can't really look at it as an investment per se. Yeah, we're investing our money into metals, but if you're going into it with the thought that you're going to get rich on it and retire, probably not the best way to look at it. Savings account. So I like seeing that. 18% chose as a hedge against inflation. And we can argue the efficacy of that all day. If you do the percentages, it's kind of questionable at best if it has actually kept up with inflation. 12%. They're stacking it as an inheritance. They're going to pass it down to their kids or their family. 8% are going to reinvest in something tangible down the road. That is probably part 2 of my savings account. I plan on using every bit of it towards real estate. Every bit of it. There's a reason I'm doing this, and it's going towards real estate. I have a plan. And 7% said other. If you want to check out those comments, be sure to check out the poll, and we got some really entertaining responses in there. So thank you again to everybody who participated in this. Now, we all hear a lot of negativity surrounding precious metals, and that's okay. It's all right. If you're here watching this video, then you already believe in the functionality of metals. But if you're here watching this video and you don't, well, let's be real, you're just here to troll. Welcome to the madness. But despite the naysayers and everybody saying, you know, why bother stacking metals? Let's go over 3 main benefits of stacking silver and gold. Look, there are quite a few of them. There's definitely quite a few, but these are my main 3. Number 1, metals can provide a savings account of sorts. For a lot of us, spending our disposable income on something with intrinsic value versus stuff that'll never provide a return just makes sense. And metals help us put away money that we never would have thought about in the past. I know this applies to me personally. I used to love just buying stuff, and I still buy stuff. But I'm far more cognizant about asking myself if I really need this thing or if I'd rather buy some metals. Guess what? Metals win out just about every time, because in my head, when I'm thinking about buying something I want versus need, well, I'll start calculating how many ounces of metal I can buy with that money instead. That's the mantra of a true stacker, and it is self-awareness. So it's full circle from how we used to act and how we used to believe and spend our money. That said, I've got my eye on a Blackstone flat top grill that I plan on buying this weekend. That's happening no matter what. Number 2, protection. Metals can help protect you against economic or the dollar downturn. And let's face it, precious metals as a means of bartering or buying has been around for centuries. It is what it is. Metals have outlasted every fiat cash in history, and there's no reason to believe that won't apply to the dollar and others here in due time. We all know the dollar has lost a huge amount of purchasing power over the decades, and it'd be absolutely foolish to think that's suddenly going to take a turn for the better, no? Metals are always going to hold value, and can you say the same about the dollar or any other world currency? You can't. That's why you see buying spikes with gold when markets are down. People are reallocating their money to a more stable investment, and when the stocks recover, they sell off the gold and put it back into the markets. But here's something to think about. Even if the world transitions from fiat to CBDCs, it's not going to matter. A digital currency is still going to have the same damn issues that paper currency had. It's going to be subject to inflation, just like its predecessor, just like it. And CBDCs are more about control and functionality, if we're being real. And number 3, you can be your own bank. You're storing wealth outside of the system. No one knows you have it, hopefully. And you can always draw from it if you need it. Now, regular visitors of this channel, you know I'm a complete advocate for stacking cash as well as metals. I always try to keep a few months worth of complete expenses on hand, just in case something goes wrong, or if I have a sudden expense that I wasn't counting on. I mean, let's face it, life can come at you like a spider monkey from time to time. So if you're saving cash as best you can take care of those emergencies, hopefully, without having to tap into your metals. Tapping into my metals is a last resort. Not saying it can't or won't happen, but it is a last resort. That those metals are untouchable. All right, if I can help it. So you have to think about stacking cash if you're not. But if you're not able to stack both metals and cash, at least you can always liquidate metals to handle life surprises if you need to. But if you had to pick one or the other, that's a tough one. That depends on your own situation. The reality is this. A good portion of families in America today, if they were hit with $1,000 expense, they wouldn't be able to pay it. They're living paycheck to paycheck, and $1,000 expense would just absolutely be the end all. They probably wouldn't be able to pay it. And that's where we are. That's where we are in this country today with all the debt, everything else going on, the economy, inflation. It's tough world out there. So we're getting ready to close this video out, but if you're just starting off with stacking, here are a couple of really important factors you're going to need to keep in mind. First one, storage and protection. Now, if you plan on storing your metals at the house, make sure you're able to invest in a fireproof safe of some kind. If you're going to be your own bank, you better damn well be ready to protect your assets like one. Get yourself a good safe. Next, buying from reputable sources. Find a coin shop that you like and build up a relationship with an owner that you can trust. Or buy from established online bullion dealers. Don't buy from Facebook ads unless you know the company is legit. Facebook sucks. All right, 90% of the metal ads on Facebook are fraudulent. Okay, so avoid that if you can. Next, don't buy when the price is too good to be true, and never buy from someone in an online forum or group unless they have references and people who can vouch for them. Way too many people getting ripped off these days. All right, another one. Don't make metals the majority of your portfolio. Metals are for saving. Investments are for making money for your retirement years. And last, this is a big one. Never listen to the silver pumpers here on YouTube. They're not looking out for your best interests. They're not. They have sponsors to feed, and it's their job to get visitors to the dealer websites. And the best way to do that is to create sensationalism in their headlines, thumbnails, and their content. You'll quickly find out who these guys are if you don't know already, but you'll also find channels that you enjoy who offer a more, shall we say, pragmatic approach to stacking. You got to be the wiser.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All right. There you have it, folks. You have to remember that the practice of stockpiling physical gold and silver dates back to, way back to ancient civilizations that believed in the power of metal to preserve wealth. Gold and silver have always been popular investments for those who believe that global economic instability is inevitable, and both metals enjoy a rarity with intrinsic value. You just can't say the same about cash, can you? No, not even remotely. Metals are just a solid diversification, emphasis on diversification, for your portfolio, as long as you don't overdo it and keep your expectations within reason. You're not going to get rich stacking this stuff, folks, unless something just absolutely nuts happens down the road. Look, everyone has their own reasons, but these are the reasons I stick with precious metals. Everyone stacks in a way that benefits them, but the end goal for most of us is still one of practicality. And that small sample size of the poll that I ran kind of proves that. Anyway, be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. I love going through them, so make sure you sound off. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode, but in the meantime, you know what's up.
What do you want to do with your life?
I want to stack.
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Peace, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Oh, yes. And what was that beginning, middle, and end part again?